Hello and welcome to Osborn Fishing. Today I'm going to give away one of my big fishing secrets, and that is fishing with range cubes. You can get these range cubes at almost any feed store. They're used to feed cattle mainly, and what I do is take them and drill a hole through them and actually use them as a bait when I fish. Many people actually use these for chum. They'll go out and chum their spots for catfish and rough fish. But I do use these actually as the bait. And I've done very, very well with them. I've actually caught several state and world records using these. I mainly use these to catch big buffalo and big carp, but you can catch about anything on these. I've done really well on catfish and other fish. So anyway, I'm going to give away one of my big secrets. Let's move into the table and we'll see how to tie them. Alright, so what I'm going to show you today is how to rig so you can fish with range cubes. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a slip weight, a split shot, then down here we're going to have a stout hook, the range cube, and then we're going to have a little stop on the end of that. And I'll show you how to tie all this up so you can catch some big carp and buffalo if you want to. For an example, I'm going to go ahead and use this Dacron line, a little bit bigger hook so you can see everything, and then I'll actually tie it just on a regular hook and you can see that. So we're going to start by taking the hook, just pass the line down through the hook, and we're going to pull out a pretty good piece of tag end. We're going to take that then and we're going to take a loop behind the hook, and we're going to go through that loop 4 times. So just like this. So when we pull through that loop 4 times, I'm just going to take that and cinch it up behind the hook, and we've just snelled that hook on with the line. Now we're going to use this as our example of our range cube, so I'm just going to come up through the bottom of that, and that'll be our range cube next to our hook. And then we're going to have our stop, so this we're going to use as the stop, so I'm just going to take that line, come up through the base of the stop, I'm going to flip around again, and come up through that again. And the reason that you do that is it will allow you to hold that stop against the range cube when we're doing the real thing. I'm then going to take the line and come around the base of the stop. And then I'm going to come up through that 2 times. So I'm just going to go through there once. And through there again. And then I'm just going to pull that tight right underneath the stop. And then that's all we have to do. So what we have is the hook, we've got the range cube, and we've got the stop holding the range cube on. So that's just to show you how to tie it a little bit easier if you can't see the smaller line. And we'll go ahead and do exactly the same thing with the real setup. So I'll set this over here to the side. We're going to pull our line in. Again, we're going to start with the hook. I'm going to just go through, down through the hook. I'm going to pull the line up behind the hook and make a loop, just like this. And I'm going to go through that loop 4 times. Okay, then I'm going to pull that snelled line up against the hook. We have the hook with a tag end on it. I'm going to bring one of my range cubes, and I have taken these range cubes and drilled those out. We're going to come through the range cube. I'm going to pick up my stop, and these stops are actually just cut stir straws like you'd get from any restaurant. I just cut them in little bitty pieces, and that's where I get those. I'm using these Mustad Ultra Point hooks, so I do have a really sharp hook on there. And we're going to take that stop, the line, and go up underneath the stop. We're going to come up underneath the stop again. And the reason again for doing that is so I can push this stop right against the range cube and then pull all that tight. Now I'm going to take my thumb and hold that the stop a little bit over to the side against the range cube. I'm going to make a loop underneath it, so when I pull this tight, it will pull underneath the stop. I'm going to come through that loop 2 times. Alright, and then I'm just going to pull that tight. And that's basically our whole setup. So I have the ultra-point hook, a very stout hook on the end. This is a 1/0, but you can go up to a 2/0 or down to a 1. I'm going to cut this off on the tag end, and we're ready to go. And the way that works is this just lays on the ground. The fish will come along and suck this in its mouth, and then when it goes to pull it out, it'll hook up right as it's coming out of the fish's mouth. And so that's the basic setup. I've been very successful with these. I went ahead and tied the slip shot and the split shot and the slip weight on earlier, so that's my whole hook. I normally do get this about 6 or 8 inches up the line like that, and you're ready to go. I've caught carp and buffalo on these. You also catch catfish and a lot of other different kind of fish. Really good setup. I've used this to set a lot of records. Hopefully you'll get a chance to use that yourself. If you do catch some fish, please go into my comments section on the YouTube channel and post that you did catch some fish using this, and that will help other people to know that it's a good technique. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the water.